Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're just going to be going over 15 things every new player in Genshin Impact should know. Now with 2021 new 1.4 update, I guess a lot of new players should be coming in. I keep getting ads for Genshin Impact as well, which sort of encouraged me to make this video to see like what if a player were to start playing in 2021. I just came up with 15 tips that will help you guys out, and yeah, let's get right into it. So the first tip I wanted to state is if you didn't know, these expeditions that you can do, you can get a load of free things. Like I'm getting a lot of valuable things which I will use later on. Although it's not that much, 5k more isn't that much. It does add up. And if you didn't know, you can actually extend the duration of this. I didn't know this for a long time, actually. I'm guilty of this. And then you can use certain characters which give you benefits, and means you can complete it in a quick amount of time. So yeah, make sure you're doing these every single day. You can get some. You're missing out on other rewards if you're not doing these every day. You can just go to Catherine here or in Mondstadt. You speak to her and then do the commission button here, and then you can just dispatch characters like so. You can choose whatever you want, by the way, but in my opinion, I don't really need these carrots or whatever. But anyway, alright, the next tip I'm going to be going over is just to do your commissions every day. You want to do these on top of your expeditions every day, otherwise you're missing out on 63 PRIMO gems and a shit ton of XP. And you also get a lot of chunks and stuff which you can use to like ascend characters, so it's actually really worth doing these, and it doesn't take long at all. You can do these 4 commissions in like 20 minutes at max, so just make sure you're doing these every single day, as they give you really good rewards. Okay guys, now moving on to the next tip, which is just simply to mine your ores. Now, I have not done this for a while, and it really shows. I mean, mining these ores is really important, not only because you can craft these weapons, which are from the blacksmith, which are really good, and you can compete. And then you also have the fact that you can turn them into blue crystals, which is like very useful for any in-game player, because these things run out really quick. And otherwise, unless you're a whale, you will not have any of these. So having a good farming route is always very nice. Another thing about mining all of these ores is that it's not very time consuming at all. It doesn't add that much to your Genshin Impact playing time. It's like literally at 10 minutes, and you can get all these ores, get all the crystals easy, and yeah, it's a really good tip for you guys to do. And just make sure you start doing this early, because then you won't run out later, and you'll thank yourself later. Trust me, guys. Alright, so the next tip is just really simple one, guys. It's just to play how you want. Now, I know a lot of people that have just been crunching numbers and being an absolute meta slave. I mean, if that's the way you want to play, then go ahead. I'm not telling you how you want to play your game, but what I'm saying is that is a very unhealthy way to play the game, because all these new characters, there's a lot of power creep, and you'll be spending a lot of money, and it's not something like in a game like Genshin Impact that you really need to do anyway, because you can beat the game with the weakest character. So my advice to any like new character is just play how you want to play. If you see a character that looks fun, just play them. It doesn't really matter about tier list or anything. Just play who you want to play, and play it for fun, because that's the whole reason you play a game, right? You want to have fun. So I mean, whether you want to be a meta slave to have that fun, then I'm not saying that that's what you have to do, but it's very unhealthy. And for a new player, I would definitely say just go whichever way you want to, and yeah, you'll have a lot of fun. Alright, for the next tip, it's just simply to level up your artifacts and talents, because they are the best way to increase your damage. Now, I see a lot of people just go for levels, and although levels are important up to like 80 when you ascend, you really don't need to go to 90, and the best way to just do it is just focus on your artifact and talents, guys. Alright guys, the next tip is chests don't respawn. Alright, so the next tip is just simply to know about elemental reactions and how to make use of them. I'm going to put up a chart here which shows all the elemental reactions, and as you can see, there's some really strong ones, and you just want to make use of that when you're building like things like team comps. So you can really increase your damage output by a lot, as this is like a really good way to get a heck of extra damage, and even double in some cases. Alright, so the next tip is just simply to do your weekly bosses every week. These only cost 60 resin, and if you do these every week, they will give you really good rewards, and even prototype in some cases. I mean, the drop rate is really low, but you can get prototypes, and these can give you 4-star weapons, which you can craft through the blacksmith. Like I said earlier, these crystals, you can craft them, and yeah, weekly bosses are really worth doing. Not only for the talent essential materials, but just for like the artifacts. You can get a lot of gladiator pieces from them as well. So I would really recommend you do all of your weekly bosses. You do the child one, you can do the wolf boss, and you can do the divine storm terror fight. And yeah, I really recommend you do that. Okay, so for the next tip, it's just simply to make use of elemental mastery and energy recharge, since these are actually really underlooked stats, and they really help your team damage output. And a lot of people just build crit, and while crit is really useful, going for like energy recharge and elemental mastery are like the core things you want to go for, because they are really important, and you can have insane team comps where you never off your ult. So it's literally insane, and I recommend you build EM and ER teams if you want to get the highest damage output in the game. Alright, next tip is just simply to let you guys know of this new trick, which I found quite recently actually, with the banners. Now you would see a lot of streamers and content creators getting 5 stars on like 75, or like way before like the 90 like pity that they've already set out. And I just put on screen a little screen shot of some information that shows you that you actually have a really high chance of getting it from 75 onwards. So to get it at 90, you'd have to be really unlucky, and basically keep this in mind. So if you're trying to save for a 5-star, you keep it on like 60s or 70s, just so you can be safe, and you actually get 5 stars a lot earlier than I thought. And it's the same for the weapon banner. Instead of the advertised pity, the soft pity kicks in at 60, so just keep that in mind. It's different from the weapon banner. And yeah. Alright guys, so for the next tip, it's just a really simple one, and it's just to not fall for like Primo gem scams. Like people saying that they're giving away like free Primo gems or like a cheaper version. Now it might sound really obvious that these are fake, but guys, just don't do that. You're gonna get your account banned, and you'll end up being on like negative Primo gems in some cases. So you just stay within the rules and don't do any of that like Primo gem free shit. It just doesn't work, and you're getting scammed. So yeah. Okay, so for the next tip, it's just to focus on 1 or 2 characters rather than focus on every character. Now this might sound really obvious, but if you have like a main DPS or something, you want to put all of your investment into them before you focus on your support characters, because the amount you're getting out of investing in a main DPS is a lot more than the amount you're getting out of investing in your supports, because you're going to be using your main DPS all the time. So rather than focusing on a variety of characters, you can do that in the end game obviously, but in the early game you mainly just want to focus on 1 or 2 that you enjoy. And yeah. Okay, the next tip is just to have a 1-to-2 crit ratio on your main DPS and every other character you want to do damage with, as that's like the ideal soft spot. And that's about it. And just for the next tip, it's just to make use of events. You get a lot of free stuff. For example, this is a new event, Wimbledon Festival. You end up getting, like, I don't even know, but you get a lot of Primo gems from that, and you're missing out if you don't do these. So those are really fun. And yeah, just make sure you're using them to your advantage so you can get a lot of Primo gems and more 5 stars, and ultimately do more damage. So yeah. Alright, the final tip, and I'm going to be the most important one, is just to explore the map. You want to get all of your GEOCULUses and ANEMOCULUses. You can get a lot of more stamina from this. You want to do this quite early on actually. And obviously teleporters as well, and statues. Because you get a lot of XP and Primo gems from that. And yeah, just have fun. Just enjoy the game. It constantly is getting better, so yeah, just don't play like as if you're rushing. Just relax and play the game. So